I have the ability to get through any hardship that I'm faced with. Two people coming together with themselves and showing up as the best version of themselves for the relationship to work. Making sure that what you're providing, if it's a service, if it's a product, you want people in rooms that you're not in to speak positively about whatever you're providing.
Good morning, early birds and future moguls. If you ever wondered whether the successful entrepreneurs start their day a little bit different, welcome to Founders Before 9 a.m., the backstage pass to the secret ritual, mindset hacks, and tiny habits that build loud legacy. I'm your host, Candice, the founder of Miss Morning. And every episode, we will pull up the curtain with some successful entrepreneurs who turned mornings into their powerhouse. All right, so today I'm so thrilled with an incredible woman with me, Amy Castano. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited because I know you are such an incredible co-founder in Acero and building like multi-millions fitness empire along with the app and also the apparel lines. And you also being a well-known beauty influencer as well. But like everything beyond that, I think what really stand out to me is actually yourself as a human being, like your personality, the way you treat to yourself and treat different peoples and how you stay grounded and stay centered to yourself. So I can't wait to dive into more about the journeys that help you to have those quality things on you. So yeah, I wanted to start today's podcast by asking you a simple question, like what's your morning routine looks like how you start your day?
Oh, okay. My morning routine isn't, a routine in itself. I wake up.
What time, by the way?
What time? Oh, 4:30.
Wow.
Usually in between 4 and 5.
Oh my God.
So I don't wake up to alarms. I hate alarms.
Yeah.
So I like to just wake up when I can. But my body clock is like 5 a.m. Even when I'm on holidays, my body just like adapts to the time and I'm up at like 4 and 5 and I'm like, why is this happening? But I get to see the sunrise. So that's, exciting and nice. So I wake up between then. I jump straight onto my phone as much
That's
as
what I'm doing as well.
as much as it's like not advised to, I do. I like to get ahead of what I need to do for the day because, throughout the day, you obviously get distracted and new things come in. So I like to get on top of what I need to do and sort of plan out my day. And when I say plan out my day, I like to like block out times and just be like, okay, this is what I'm doing today. Usually I do my schedule for the day or the week on Sunday. Yeah. But the day before is when I really look at what's happening the next day. And then I, sort of go through emails, anything that's come overnight. And then I check socials because I'm on my phone. Yeah. And then I go straight to the bathroom, shower, skincare, makeup, get ready. And in between that, I'm having about 2 to 3 coffees. Yeah. So all before 8 a.m. Yeah. That's pretty much my routine. It's not really like, an elaborate routine, but it's what I like to do. Yeah.
Because I heard in other episode you were saying like, I'm such an anti-routine girl. Mm-hmm. The way like you answered is like, okay, I'm not like strict the order of I doing things, but the way make me feel comfortable and also help me to really get ready for the day. I really think like how you start your day really shape the way how you handle things that follows. Do you feel like you are trained yourself to be able to wake up this early?
Yeah, I think 1, I've trained myself, and 2, I'm excited. I go to sleep at night thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, what opportunities are coming, and I'm also excited for my coffee because I love my morning coffee.
Oh my God, I'm even curious, like what's the coffee brand you are obsessed with?
Okay, so my coffee order, and this is a routine. So I have a double shot espresso when I first wake up while I'm having doing my skincare and my makeup, and then after that I have an almond flat white, and then after that almond flat white, and I've already had 4 shots of coffee by that time, and today I have as well. That's why I've switched to matcha because I'm like, okay,
that's too much.
It's a little bit too much, but that's my coffee order. that's my coffee routine. So I'm anti-routine, but coffee routine is on point.
Okay. So I guess like if there's anything that you wouldn't skip in every morning, even you need to catch up an early flight, it's still going to be your coffee routine.
Absolutely. Coffee routine and getting ready. I think for me, getting ready, doing my skincare, having a shower, skincare and makeup, that sort of makes me feel confident and ready for my day. If I just rolled out of bed and maybe not put so much effort into the way that I look, I probably wouldn't feel like I'm ready for my day. But, getting ready and giving that time to myself is definitely something that makes me feel like I'm ready to conquer the world. I'm ready to take on my day and just own it.
Yeah. I could totally get it. Like how you showed up in front of people to make yourself feel I'm confident and I'm like really love what I looks like. It's so important and it can instantly boost your energy and become like, okay, I'm ready for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you wear full makeup even during the workout?
Absolutely, yes. I'm a weird one. Well, actually, when I train, I do weights.
Yeah.
So it's not intense cardio.
Yeah.
It's not, full on sweating. So I don't sweat during my workout.
Oh, you don't sweat?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
so because I do weights, I don't really sweat that much.
Yeah.
So
how many times you do every week?
5 times a week, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And with that, I guess I also have a semi-routine. I start at 8:15 my training and I finish at 9. Because I'm coming into the place.
It's not that quite long.
No, it's not. It's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So if I am coming into the gym and there's something that needs to be done or there's an urgent email that I need to attend to or just something has thrown me off, if I start training at 8:30 or even 8:45 or if I'm running late to training, I'll still always finish at 9 because 9 for me is like that's when everything kicks off. I start to get emails. People are coming to their desks.
Yeah.
The work day is started.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my cutoff regardless of what time I start my training.
Yeah. So pretty much you well prepared yourself is between 4 to 9. And during that hours, you doing your makeup, get ready and doing your workout. I'm wondering, because I assume you, like every single day, you will be doing so many things and quite busy. Do you spend a moment, because a lot of people nowadays mention about meditation, affirmations. Do you do those things?
I don't.
No?
No, I don't. I would not be able to focus in a meditation. I used to meditate here and there and it helped me sort of calm my mind. But I feel like, for me, that would make me more anxious, being like, okay, I'm taking a breath
I feel
out.
the same, sorry.
But in saying that, I definitely do have moments in my day where I try to switch off. And if that's eating food, like lunch or something, I definitely don't, do work throughout lunch. I focus on eating and enjoying that. That's about it until the nighttime.
Yeah. And for you, like every time I speak to you and I always feel, I feel like other people can feel that because you always bring this beautiful, calm energy. And it seems like you're emotional steady in some way. So do you feel like that is come naturally to you or how do you like become this calm person?
I think as a child, I was an only child. Well, I am an only child still.
Okay, me too.
So I'm an only child. And I think for me, I was on my own. I was very independent. Not saying my parents didn't give me a great life. They did. However, being an only child, you learn to do things on your own. You learn to entertain yourself. You learn to be with yourself. Yeah. And I think that's important for adult life as well, being able to be by yourself, being able to do things on your own rather than the reliance of, codependent relationships or your parents or your sisters and brothers or family or friends. I think it's so important to be able to be on your own. I think I learnt through that being able to manage my emotions because of my relationship with my parents. Think about it, it's a triangle. I have 2 parents and myself. So they are the 2 people that are giving me their emotions. And I think growing up, not realizing that they had the most massive effect on me in terms of emotionally. If my mother was tired, I would feel that. If my father was always energetic, I would feel that as well. So for me, I would always have to be in that triangle, the calm state, because my parents had the most effect on me emotionally and everything in terms of myself. So for me, I felt in that relationship with my parents, I was always trying to be the calm child, never you know, making a fuss about things. I was very shy. I was very quiet, and there were no issues. I never tried to make an issue. So from an early age, I definitely felt that I had a calming state, and I've always been told that I have. So that's probably where it comes from. But I also think growing up and obviously moving out of my parents' house and moving on to my own life, I did find chaos in being on my own and figuring things out for myself, but then coming back into, I guess, my inner child and being like, you know, I'm grounded, I've got myself, and I can do things on my own, is something that I found in the more recent years, is that I can do it on my own and I can do things without hesitation.
Yeah. I feel so related to your journey because, like me, I'm also the only child, and I never tell my parents like some bad things happen. I always tell them, oh, everything is going well. It's all good. Don't need to worry about me. And I always wanted to be the girl that let them proud of, rather than bring so many troubles back to home. And you were saying like you wanted to feel yourself, have yourself. I feel like even though you're not saying, okay, I mean to do it, but silent, but strong, but like confident, that embodied in you. Now I'm seeing you. It's always showing up. You don't need to like increase your speaking volume, but you still can graceful ask like whatever you want and you still get it. So how do you feel like through the whole journey, what you learned from that?
Learning to be confident in myself. Like you said, there's not one journey or one piece of advice that you could give someone to be confident. I think all of your experiences shape you, and the things that you go through are what make you believe that you can get through to the other side. You know, I think if you have had such an amazing journey, it's all good and well, and then all of a sudden there's something that doesn't go right or doesn't go the way that you predicted, that would throw you off. I think I put myself in many opportunities that I've taken have put me in the position to be like, okay, I've done it, I've taken a risk. I may have not been as successful as I thought I would be, and it's changed my perspective in myself because I got through that. I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still thriving. I think that proved to myself that I have the ability to get through any hardship that I'm faced with. And not saying that my life was like, you know, crazy, and I, you know, got through so many hard things. However, I put myself out there in order to risk whether or not I'll be successful or not, and fail. If I go back to earlier days when I was in university, I opened a clothing business and I completely sold out of the first batch of clothes, like insane. And that was when Instagram was just taking off. I remember I sent to, one of the people that purchased my clothes was a massive Sydney influencer. And she posted it on her Instagram and it went off. And that's when I was sort of into the Instagram world as well. So I just saw how much power that social media could bring when nobody knew what this platform was going to do. So I completely sold out. I then went on with the money that I made from it to reinvest it into, I got a designer from Melbourne. She was working full-time designing the clothes that I wanted to, for my label. I went to manufacture those designs. They came back, I want to say like Temu version of what I had in my mind. And I was just completely like, oh my God, I didn't know how to fix that. I showed them to the designer and she was like, oh, we need to get a new manufacturer. We need to do this, we need to do that. And I wasn't ready for that challenge. I was just completely like, I'm in university, I'm focusing on my studies, and I'm not cut out for this. I'm not a designer. I'm not obviously in the manufacturing world. So I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to change what I've been given. So I completely shut that down. And to me, I take that as a learning.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a challenge. And that's obviously one hardship that I went through. The next one, I guess, would have been, the breakdown of my marriage.
Yeah.
And that was a pain that I've never felt in my life, ever.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Completely heartbroken. And when people say I'm heartbroken and I'm feeling, pain, loss, you don't really understand it until you go through it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You really do not understand it. So yeah, when I went through that was the biggest, I guess, finding in myself that I can get through anything, and it just made me completely fearless.
Yeah. And I heard you said during that moment, and you really feel like you have yourself again. It's like, because for me, I think a lot of girls actually have been to like breaking up with ex and all of this situation. Even for me, if I recall my story, it's like when I was in my previous relationship, I felt I completely lost myself. I even don't know who I am. What's the things I'm doing through that journey? It's really precious to myself. It's to feel, okay, now I have the full control again about myself. I can be myself completely, and just like you get that freedom.
Yeah, I think, what I sort of took away from learning from what I did wrong in that relationship was that I did completely lose myself. I had the image of a relationship being that it needs to be you working on the relationship rather than two people who are responsible for that relationship working on themselves, because then the relationship is better. Whereas I believe that you work on the relationship. So now I obviously have a better perspective of what that is. And it is two people coming together with themselves and showing up as the best version of themselves for the relationship to work. And with that, it obviously means that you have to be confident in yourself and be your own person. Make sure you have your own life that you're bringing together with someone else's life. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, I think every beautiful relationship is actually really nourish you to become a better version of yourself, not become somebody else. And you don't need to pretend anything, even like any flaws of yourself. You can still stay true to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned a lot of times about like staying authentic, and always be like honest to yourself and check your feelings all the time. During that tough times, not only like relationship, but also like business part, I'm sure you have been through so many down times. What things you do, or how do you treat yourself to really could like recovering or like bounce back quickly?
During tough times, for me, I think of it as life is always going to have peaks and troughs. And for you to experience life, you should never take away your own happiness due to a certain situation. I put it into perspective the other day with my partner who plays football, and I was like, if you have a bad game, does that define your career? The last 12 years of your career? No, it doesn't. It's a little dot in the span of your career. Yeah. Same as having a bad moment in business. If you have a bad time, a bad day, if you don't make any sales that day, or you have to fire someone that day, or if there is a bad moment in your business, it's only a moment. Yeah. It can and it will always get better. Yeah. So that's how that is my perspective on all things in life. And I think you should never take away your happiness due to a situation or relate that situation to define what it is that you've built, because what you've built is much bigger than one day, 1 week, 1 month. So you really have to just, when it's raining and it's storming, you need to dance in the rain and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's absolutely so strong. And yeah, I mean, I can see that you are such a strong woman inside, and you have like, you fully trust yourself, embrace all the feelings and maybe good and bad about yourself, but you always stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, so because you are such, I think, a master of building the brand. Because now you have a Zero, you have a Zero app, and also you have your personal brand. So, do you think like how do you strategize like how to build a brand from scratch?
I didn't have a strategy.
No.
No. For me, well, as you know, well, I don't know if you know the story, but if you're new here and you're listening about my story, we built a Zero based on the fact that it was a bad moment in our life. For the world as well, yes, of course. COVID, lockdowns. My partner, Jono, he was locked out of his gym. They closed the doors and he was basically told to fend for himself. He was training people in the in a park in the domain, and it was rain, hail or shine. He was doing it. It was winter at the time, I believe, so it was cold, it was rainy, it was, and early morning still, people still wanted to get their workouts in the morning.
So loyal.
However, he had such a loyal client base that they also craved that workout because everyone was in lockdown. So I was also craving workouts, and I went into boxing. In the boxing gym that I was training at, there was an upstairs, and the owners left. They couldn't keep the doors open due to COVID. So I went up there. He was like, take a look. And I went up there. It was a complete mess. There was dust everywhere. It was just gutted. Like, there was no image of what it used to be. It did not look like a gym. But for me, a vision just came. And I just walked in there. I walked up the stairs and I was like, this space is what it needs to be, and it needs to reflect Jono as a brand. But if I'm doing this with Jono, it is going to reflect myself as well. And I had trained so many places. I was very into fitness. I still am very into fitness, but I had experienced so many different classes. Cycling, boxing, Pilates, gone to many different gyms. I've gone to gyms in LA, overseas, and I've experienced a lot of gyms. And I had memberships everywhere. I had memberships for going to the gym. I had a membership to go to a cycle class. I had a membership to go to a Pilates class. I had a membership to train boxing. And I was like, imagine all of that in one space. And that's what we did.
That's such a challenge.
A massive challenge. But I also I didn't have a strategy. It was more so just to start. And then how it has evolved today is just opportunities and being open to those opportunities, and it's grown exponentially.
And by listening your answer, and I found a really interesting part because I guess a lot of like younger entrepreneurs always think, okay, when is the right moment for me to really take the leap? But through your answer, I found there's one part that is really interesting. It's like, you guys not like start the gym straight away when you have this idea in mind. It's really after you found Jono has a very loyal quality customer base. I think that is a really important element for the business, right?
Well, think about a parallel universe where Jono had been locked out of the gym and his clients were like, I'm not training anymore. Why would we go to open the gym? So due to the fact that he had such a loyal client base, due to the timing of that, it gave us the confidence to be like, okay, we've got 50, 60 sessions here that need to be serviced. Why not get a space in order to service it? And then at the time, Jono also had overflow of clients. So we then hired another trainer who is still with us today. He was working alongside Jono in the domain. So it was basically a space for them to have a roof over their heads to service clients. and now we're up to 25
that's amazing.
trainers. So yeah, you're right. Potentially, if there was no loyal client base, if anything went a different way, we probably wouldn't have had the confidence to be like, okay, we can make this work, or take the risk to be like, okay, let's just do it and see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, to some extent, you know the risk, but you also have like the very key elements that in hand, and you could know it's gonna work as long as I manage all the others. It's gonna work eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with my, I guess, experience in being in finance and building my personal brand and Jono's personal brand, that gave me the confidence to be like, okay, maybe I can do this. I did study 6 years at university. I might as well put it to work. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The other day I heard a quote that I feel really relate. It says like, if it's these things scares you, but also excite you at the same time, it's pretty much your guts telling you to go for it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
And I wake up every day excited I'm scared, but also excited for what's about to happen, because I'm like, what opportunity is it going to be today? And I'm excited for what the day is about to bring. And that's why I don't sleep very much.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I want to get up and I want to get at it.
Yeah, you want to conquer the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The gym itself at the beginning, it's also been like seen as a influencer or celebrity gyms, and you guys intentionally trying to transform that vibe into like more like open to everyone, and everyone wanted to start. So how do you think that transform helped the business to grow?
I think, yeah, as you mentioned, we did initially have, and this was our I guess strategy from the start, was to get all the influencers in, get all the people who do get the word out there to get the word out there. Yeah. So it was a part of our strategy to be like, okay, you guys, we need to get an offer, complimentary sessions, get these people in so they can post. That did its job to a point, because it got to a point where people had the idea that it was only an influencer gym, only influencers and celebrities could go there. So for us to make that change, we wanted to make sure that we were inclusive in what we posted on social media. So we wanted to showcase our clients, our loyal clients who have been with us from the start. We wanted to make sure we featured them as well, and to which we did. It then opened up the doors to other people being like, okay, I am, yeah, I am like that person, so I can be a part of that gym.
Do you, like, after that transformation, do you ever like worried about what if, you know, the influencer or the celebrities, they are kind of feel like they lose of that exclusivity or privacy? Do you ever worry about that part?
No, because our gym is exclusive and private one-on-one training gym.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that we've built the brand in the sense that this is a space that is one-on-one training, private, premium training. You are going to be able to experience, you know, body transformations, Pilates, boxing, recovery, all in that space. And it's with you and your trainer. It's not with multiple people. The gym's not open to anyone. You do need to be with the trainer in order to get in or have a membership. Yeah. So we've set our brand up enough to be like, this is, you know, something that you go into and you know that you are going to have private training, and you're not going to be, it's not just an open gym for anyone to come into.
Yeah. So obviously you have a really like niche space for your branding. It's like more one-on-one training, more than like open to everyone and just have like random exercise and that's it. So do you think when you came up the idea to open this gym, you have this like, not strategy, but have this positioning straight away, or like you finally find out, okay, this could be a way work for our business?
We did have that initially, due to the fact that that's what Jono is, that's his lane that he's in. He's a one-on-one personal trainer, and he wanted to just have a space for himself to train people. So we never thought in a million years, when you have an idea, sometimes it's like a thought, oh, it'd be amazing to open a gym one day. Yeah. But it's still just an idea until you actually execute it. We were faced with, okay, let's go and do it. Mm-hmm. So we did. So from the start, it was always going to be one-on-one personal training. We've now introduced a membership model. However, for us, we still want to make sure that we're staying in our lane, and our lane is that private, exclusive, premium one-on-one training.
Yeah.
So even if we were, and when we do grow into other spaces, and we still keep that as the core of our business. If we were to open a space and be like, there's going to be open gym floor, memberships, things like that, we'd still make sure that core of our business is a part of it somehow.
Yeah. The gym, it's really stand out. I heard that you explain why you choose black. It's like people can immersely, like they forget about the time. I'm Correct. Just like, no matter it's like day or night, I'm just fully on this.
Absolutely. We wanted it to be like Vegas. You walk in, you don't know the time. Yeah. It could be the middle of the night, the middle of the day. Yeah. But when you come in, you just feel that vibe and feel that energy in order to focus on what you're there to do. If you are having a tough day, if you need to escape, your emails or your stress or your worries, that's a place that you can give 45 minutes to yourself and fully immerse yourself in that experience. And that's what we want people to enjoy training and enjoy fitness.
Yeah. That's so amazing. And I guess for the business itself, it took off not only because of like social media, it's also about the network you have. I think that could be a really key element for the business. So how do you guys really build up the strong network, especially during the early days when you don't have like this massive influence, and how did you approach to people and get the opportunity for yourself?
Word of mouth is a powerful thing.
Wow.
I think making sure that what you're providing, if it's a service, if it's a product, you want people in rooms that you're not in to speak positively about whatever you're providing. So for us, there's a level of standard that we like to keep, and if it's lacking, we need to look at what the issues are and fix them. So for us, word of mouth is everything, and that's how we've built our network, through people saying, oh my God, you need to train at this gym. Look at the results that I've gotten. Whatever it is that they came to us for, we want them to walk away and say, I got that. And I got added value and extra value from being a part of this community.
Right. Yeah, that's so inspiring. I think because like nowadays we talk a lot about like marketing strategy, but it's quite often that people like forget about the power of word of mouth, because especially when you really keep interacting with people, and at the end of the day, people remember you because it is you. It's not a brand. It's not like something else. Yeah.
I believe marketing and brand awareness is incredibly important. Absolutely. It's one part of, getting your brand out there. But if you are in a network and you, for example, us, if we were to have a client who is a part of an office, it starts with one person, and then that person says, oh my God, you're looking amazing. What have you been doing? Oh, I go to Acero. Oh, I'm going to start Acero. Yeah. And then there is your word of mouth already. So we want to make sure that why that person feels confident, looks good, is performing better, is because of us, and they talk about us because of that. And then that reaches their network.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that way, you guys also build such a strong, deep relationship together as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our retention rate of our clients is insane because
I can tell.
We become a part of their life, and they don't want to feel like, if I don't go to training anymore, then this is obviously going to not be a part of my life. Yeah. So we make it feel like we fit in with their lifestyle. We don't try to change their lifestyle. And I think that's where we sort of differentiate ourselves as well. You know, if you want to go all out and change your unhealthy habits and, you know, live a healthier life, we can do that. But if you just want to find balance in your life and add training to your life, we can also do that. We're not about making those changes feel hard. We want it to feel like it's manageable and also enjoyable. Because when you don't enjoy that journey, that's when you see people being like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah, and like keep consistent workout is such a tough thing. It's really hard to manage, and especially when you say, okay, I'm doing like this personal training for these people. If you guys are not close and you guys not like trust each other, it's really hard to maintain that relationship and keep the things rolling. Yeah. For all the young entrepreneurs, and you shared especially at the beginning stage, you should be so loud and so proud about your brand. I assume it's not meaning that you need to like screaming and like increase your volume to speak to everyone, but like by doing what do you think is a good example to showing people, okay, I'm speak loud for my brand?
I live and breathe what my business is. So for me, I train every day. I'm in the gym every day, and it's become a part of my daily lifestyle. And I think that's important to showcase. And I feel as though you can't develop your business unless you are actually utilizing the service or experiencing the products or constantly making things better. Like, how can things be better? How can the experience for people who are using my brand or becoming a part of my brand, how can it be better? And I think the only way that you can do that is by immersing yourself into the brand and being a customer or a client of your own brand. So being loud and proud about your brand means that you know every inch of your business and you're able to discuss that with anyone that you come into contact with. I think that's important. Social media is obviously a massive part of growing a business, and there's an opportunity there that businesses should take to be able to get their message across, or if you are a founder, be able to speak on your business and what you provide and how do you get that story across to people in order to relate to them or for them to connect with you. So it's not about shouting it from the rooftops, but I do allude to that because that is what it is. You need to be having your brand at the forefront of yourself and also reflect your brand in everything that you do.
Yeah, it's so inspiring, especially when you mentioned that you should put yourself in other shoes and thinking from your customer's perspective. I think only by doing that, you can literally know, okay, what's the pain they have? What's the problem I'm actually solving? Yeah. And to wrap up this conversation, I wanted to ask one advice you give to everyone, not only business owner, but they are maybe in their tough time. So one advice, what would it be?
I'll go back to what I mentioned earlier, is that tough time is only a little speck in the scope of your life, in the scope of your career, in the scope of whatever you're doing. It is a tiny little dot that you'll get through. So always keep going, always push forward, and just remember when it's storming to dance in the rain.
Wow, love it. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this deep conversation, and literally I feel like I've done my masterclass like in person. Thank you so much.
AMC masterclass.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Amy, for your time and your wisdom.
It was nice to talk to you.
Yeah. If you find it's useful, if you find you need to rethink about your own routines, please share it with a friend as a morning boost, and subscribe, leave a review. That could help us a lot, and we will see you in the next one.